You're gone. You're banned.
The MMA guru. I'm talking about myself, the MMA guru. I ban anybody who talks about Simon FECK, that 1-foot cock guy. Why do they call Simon FECK 1-foot cock?
Because he sucks balls.
He has the biggest penis in the UFC, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My favorite fighter, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite fighter, the MMA guru, my favorite fighter is Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker has the biggest penis in the UFC, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if his white champion knows, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
MMA Joey is in love with Simon FECK, ladies and gentlemen. How am I supposed to get in the mood to do this? Like MMA Joey. MMA Joey comes out, he has all kinds of energy. I mean, it's insane how much energy MMA Joey has. All right, start over. Turn off the live feeds and start over again. Did we figure out how we're going to do the chat? Because I couldn't see the chat. Let me see if I can see something here. I think I can see here. That stupid, that Hannibal Lecter skin. That Hannibal Lecter face skin of the MMA guru. It was too hard to see through. And by the way, in Simon FECK's merchandise, you could buy, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, in Simon FECK's merchandise, you too can own a Hannibal Lecter face skin of the MMA trailer park guru, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, you can wear it around, scare your neighbors, ladies and gentlemen, scare your friends, wear it this Halloween. It could be a bestseller for Simon FECK's Halloween 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hannibal Lecter face skin of the actual MMA guru, ladies and gentlemen. It's a one-of-a-kind. Here it is. The Trailer Park MMA guru, ladies and gentlemen. Face skin. You could be, this year, for Halloween, you could win the Halloween costume, ladies and gentlemen, with the Simon FECK's Hannibal Lecter face skin MMA guru of the Trailer Park Halloween mask, ladies and gentlemen, 2025. You heard it here first. Buy it. It's in the merchandise, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, MMA Joey. Did you see MMA Joey? Today, he just finished his live chat. Somebody typed in there that he's been wearing the same shirt for days, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what shirt he's wearing, ladies and gentlemen? MMA Joey is in love with Simon FECK. That's right, you heard it. MMA Joey is in love with Simon FECK 1-foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. The proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right. Did you see MMA Joey's Maycee Barber video? He's paying homage to Simon FECK 1-foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. Because him, MMA Joey and his fiancé, they went down to Key West. He's calling it a vacation, ladies and gentlemen. To me, it's a weekend getaway. When you only leave for a couple, when you're so broke, when you're a broke dick, and you can only leave for a couple days. And Matt, why do you leave on the weekend? He's an MMA fraud, ladies and gentlemen. He's on a 2-3 day vacation. He calls it a vacation. It's a weekend getaway, ladies and gentlemen. Well, him and his fiancé. Did I say fiancé? Him and his fiancé. Jeez. MMA Joey and his fiancé went down to Key West, ladies and gentlemen. Said he didn't even watch the card. I mean, he's got at least 30 members. If I was a member, which I never would be, if I was a member of the MMA Joey stupid YouTube channel, I would be mad at him. If he's leaving for a week or two, you could still. You don't even have a set. It's like your bedroom or something. Just do it in the hotel room. You didn't even do it live. You weren't interested in the card. You can't get excited unless other people are excited about a card. That's what you said on the live tonight. That's a fraud. I mean, even the MMA Guru still comes on. Where's he tonight? I guess he's seen the Simon FECK video out there that's making some traction finally, ladies and gentlemen. My other channel, listen to me now. Listen to me now. My other channel, don't worry about when some people say, hey, you know, you can only put one video out. My other channel does 2 million views a month. Not too bad, huh? Nothing happened till the 1128 video. 1128 video. And took off. It's doing 2,000 a month. I don't even have to play with it. 2 million a month. I don't even have to play with it. We got on the Simon FECK right now. It's like 928. Starting to take off right now. Don't worry, people, about posting. You can only do about 4 posts a day, and then after that, they won't give you any views. Yeah, some people get lucky. If you're scraping video from other people and stealing video from other people, it's easy to get views. I don't know how can you even be proud of that? Stealing video from other people and acting like you did something. I got my cameras in the Apex and you guys stealing the stuff. Now I'm going off on a tangent. But MMA Joey and his fiancé. Produce this person, Joey. Him and his fiancé go down to Key West for a couple days. He's calling it a vacation. He goes down there. He says he didn't even watch the card. If that's your hero, he doesn't even watch the card. Your hero, MMA Joey, is in love with Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see it in this camera here. You should be able to see it. This camera can see it, and this camera can see it. That one's not recorded. It's this thing right over here, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever can see it, look up here. Can you see MMA Joey's shirt? MMA Joey is in love with Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. Him and his fiancé. Him and his fiancé at vacation down at Key West, ladies and gentlemen, are in love with Simon FECK 1 foot cock. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just like I said, the opinions and the statements made by Simon FECK do not necessarily reflect the opinions and statements of the Simon FECK TV and Simon FECK Studios, ladies and gentlemen, and the FECking nation of the MMA world, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Joey says he's going to retire at the end of this year. He has so much energy, I don't even know how he could bottle it up. I mean, I don't even know how he could sit still. He has so much energy. Oh, man. MMA Joey is the most boring thing I've ever seen, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, everybody sucks balls, basically. I mean, everybody sucks balls. All right, so I wasn't supposed to talk first. Hey, you guys got to put a board up. Did you guys write anything down? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, MMA Joey is just, it's so boring. There's nothing to even report on with MMA Joey, other than he's in love with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. And also, let me tell you something, the MMA Guru sets his alarm clock to watch Simon FECK, 1 foot cock's live streams, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the MMA Guru sets his alarm clock to watch Simon FECK, 1 foot cock live streams. It's true. 100%, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Joey is a huge fan of Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. I'm not exactly sure why, but I think I know why, people, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this shirt. He's been wearing this shirt for a couple days, ladies and gentlemen. Look at his face. Look at his face, ladies and gentlemen. You see it right here. Simon FECK. Nobody can compete. Excuse me, say it again. Nobody can compete with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock live streams. You see it right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see it? Right here? 48K. Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. Streams in 40, you see it? 48K, ladies and gentlemen. No wonder MMA Joey's going to retire at the end of the year. He should retire right now. If you came from another planet and came here, and the first thing you seen of the UFC was a live stream of MMA Joey, you'd think it was for a funeral. And how he double says everything. Yeah, my friend, yeah, I think Maycee Barber was faking it. I think Maycee Barber was faking it. Everything he says, it says it twice. And if you bring up a subject, he'll say, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I was going to do a video on it. Or he's going to say, well, I did a video on it. MMA Joey doesn't have any information in his head. He has to look everything up. He doesn't know anything. When you bring something up, oh, I was going to do a video on that. It's because he doesn't know anything. He has to look everything up and do his video. Again, I wasn't going to talk. All right, thanks for putting the board up, you idiots. I didn't even get to look at it. Let me shine the light on my people, ladies and gentlemen. Shine the light on you, ladies and gentlemen. And now I got to do this to see it. I can't see it. And I'm doing it right in front of the camera right here. This is a fiasco, man. I don't even know how we were graced with the MMA Joey being in love with myself, Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. Look at the shirt he's wearing. He's been wearing it for days. He's definitely in love with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, guys? I am back in Alaska. I leave to go to the beach for a couple days.
Yeah, a couple days down in Key West, him and his fiancé, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, I'm MMA Joey, and I just got back on a 3-day vacation. That's a weekend getaway, man. And you do it during a card.
we have Maycee Barber pulling out of her fight against Erin Blanchfield at UFC Vegas 107, maybe, I think.
Okay, number one, this idiot, MMA Joey, said he didn't even watch it. Yeah, I guess he watched it afterwards now. He doesn't know anything. Okay? I was there, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what I know about it when this idiot here gets done.
And it seems like a UFC cover-up, which I sniffed out from the very beginning.
Everything MMA Joey says, it's always he knew, I told you. You could look back on one of my videos, and then I'll put the link down below. This dude, he don't know shit, and he never does. Ask him a question in his chat. He doesn't have an answer for anything. Oh, I was going to do a video on that. I don't want to talk about it. And now he knows, oh, he sniffed it out right away. Well, so did everybody else. It's easy. But there's information that 1 foot cock has, ladies and gentlemen, that nobody's talking about. And I'll tell you. Yeah, it's a doozy. Let's go.
We're going to break that down, Maycee Barber.
He's going to break that down. Everything he does is going to break it down. Why don't he break his belly down, ladies and gentlemen? Anyways, and today, Simon FECK, sponsored by the MMA JOEY Voice Changer, ladies and gentlemen. If people can't understand you, what you do is you get the MMA JOEY Voice Changer, and then people really can't understand you, ladies and gentlemen.
Barber did an interview. We're going to look at a couple clips of her talking to Brett Okamoto, at least what appears to be Brett Okamoto. It's hard to tell because it's 480p. But
oh my God, because it's 480p. What is MMA Joey broadcasting? 4K? Simon FECK right here broadcasting 48K. Beat that, MMA Joey. Simon FECK broadcasting 48K. You see it right here, MMA Joey. I wonder when I finally get done with MMA Joey today, if he's still going to be wearing my shirt that pays homage to me. MMA Joey's in love with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. I mean, what else can we say? Been wearing this shirt for days.
we're also going to discuss the recent revelations about UFC Mexico being canceled. UFC Noche, UFC Mexico has been canceled and now is happening in San Antonio, Texas. So UFC Noche is still happening, but it's no longer a pay-per-view and it's no longer in Mexico. We're going to break that down. Why that can...
Oh my God, MMA Joey's going to break it down, ladies and gentlemen.
be a good thing as well.
I can't wait for that.
And we're just going to go through everything. So let's jump right into it. So I want to start off by talking about this card.
He wants to, talk about this card that he didn't even watch, ladies and gentlemen.
UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Barber. I don't want to spend too much time on this. The UFC's dying off.
Okay, so everything sucks balls, right? Everything about the UFC with this MMA Joey, everything sucks balls. The guy can't get excited about look at him. I mean, why would you be excited about anything if you look like that, sounded like that? The best thing MMA Joey's got going on is his love for Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen.
Really is, boy. I mean, this was a dog shit card. I didn't make a prediction video on it because I don't care about this card. This is the first card since I've been a hardcore fan that I have intentionally skipped. I could have...
This is the first card since he's been a hardcore fan that he's intentionally skipped. Who gives a fuck? You shouldn't skip any cards. Zero. The MMA Guru doesn't skip any cards. It's unbelievable. The energy of the MMA Joey would make anybody a huge UFC fan. I mean, everything that he talks about with the UFC, it's shit. Everything's shit. This is shit. This is shit. Never excited about nothing. As a matter of fact, tonight he was talking about Max Holloway. He's been watching some of my videos. Well, he's a fan of Simon FECK, but he's been watching some of my videos, and I called him out on his love for Max Holloway. Tonight, he says, oh, yeah, so Max Holloway, I hate it that Max Holloway's always, like, overrated and everything like that. He wants to suck Max Holloway's dick, ladies and gentlemen. The man's in love with... And MMA Guru, on his no penis list, the MMA Guru's no penis list, he has Max Holloway listed as a no penis guy.
I watched this while I was on vacation. I didn't watch 1 second of this other than the broadcast announcing the cancellation of the main event.
Okay, so it's what is he clarifying right here? Did he watch it live, or is he talking about a video afterwards? I don't know. I didn't even watch this stupid thing, long enough. I don't know if I watched this far into it, but I hate this guy, and he's in love with me.
I skipped every single fight on this card willingly because it's trash. It's trash, and there's people defending this shit. I'm going to make another video on this at some point.
It's trash. You got human beings trying to knock the opponent's head off and trying to break their arm, their elbow, trying to knock them out, trying to kick their head off. And the card's shit. I mean, what is the answer? Is the answer is we're getting desensitized from this stuff? Think about it. Yeah, the card was shit. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
About how the UFC is it's just heading towards a cliff. It is falling off hard. And you got...
Just like your show, MMA Joey, just like your show. Falling off the cliff. It's been off the cliff. MMA Joey, he just can't wrap it around his head that he has 30, 40,000 subscribers, and he can't get but 48 people watching him. It's because you're so negative. The only thing positive about you is you're a fan of Simon FECK. Look at that shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see it? Shine the light on that idiot. Where is it? He's a Simon FECK fan, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
People hyping up June because June looks amazing compared to what they've recently had.
I'll tell you what right now. Is Joey jealous? Is that why he's wearing that shirt? Is MMA Joey trying to troll me? Is that what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Is that why MMA Joey's wearing this cock shirt? Or did he buy it when he went down to Key West with his fiancé? Could you imagine MMA Joey laying on the beach? Oh, what a sight that would be.
It's not even that crazy good. But look at this card, guys. First off, Aaron and Blanchfield, Maycee Barber main event. Hilarious that it got canceled last minute. But garbage main event. It's an okay fight. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a women's MMA hater. Garbage main event at the UFC Apex, which was supposed to be just for the pandemic, but we're still doing it half a decade later. Look at this card. Gamrot.
It's not that it was just for the pandemic. It's a brainstorm. The brainstorm came upon Dana White, and he's like, hey, maybe I could get this happening. It was a brainstorm. It was great. Then it works. We get more fights. Everybody's claiming that, that, oh, it dilutes everything. I tell you what, guys, you guys don't check out the equipment. The reason I'm having a bad show is because of the equipment. That's what I'm talking about right there, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. We just did a whole complete show. The guys, they ran. Okay, the guys ran. As soon as I got up, they walked out. Unbelievable. I'm starting this over again, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon FECK here, 1 foot cock. MMA Joey, let me tell you something. MMA Joey is a huge Simon FECK fan, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that shirt. Look at that mouth on that thing. You see the mouth on that thing? Look at that. Look at the shirt. Look at that shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay. I mean, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly. Now look, I haven't told you this yet. There needs to be some more room in here. You guys need to sit. You need to sit right here. I'm telling, this is the last show we're ever going to do, man. This is embarrassing. I'm telling you, hopefully there's nobody watching. Please tell me there's nobody watching, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Nobody checks this stuff out. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Take 3, ladies and gentlemen. If we don't get through this one, I'm done. And I don't mean done. I mean done. I'm gone.
What's going on?
Simon FECK, take 3, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon FECK here, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. All right. Okay, here's where it goes good, right? Now that I'm pissed, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon FECK here, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this big idiot right here. MMA Joey. Look at MMA Joey. MMA Joey is a huge Simon FECK 1 foot cock fan, ladies and gentlemen. You know how I know? Look at this big idiot. You see him with his mouth right there open like it's a donut or something? You see that? Look at that shirt he's wearing, ladies and gentlemen. He's got cocks all over his shirt. Him and his fiancé, ladies and gentlemen, MMA Joey and his fiancé. MMA Joey and his fiancé just got back from a little weekend getaway down in Key West, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, and he's been wearing this shirt for days now, ladies and gentlemen. He's wearing a Simon FECK homage shirt, ladies and gentlemen, that he won't take off. He's a huge Simon FECK fan, ladies and gentlemen. So's the MMA Guru, ladies and gentlemen. The MMA Guru sets his alarm clock, ladies and gentlemen, to watch the Simon FECK 1 foot cock live streams, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. MMA Guru sets his alarm clock to watch Simon FECK streams, ladies and gentlemen. Now you got MMA Joey showing homage to Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that shirt. Look at that mouth on that thing. Ladies and gentlemen, MMA Joey is in love with Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. Him and his fiancé went down to Key West, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine MMA Joey laying on the beach with that shirt on, ladies and gentlemen, thinking about Simon FECK, putting the cocoa butter all over him, putting the cocoa butter all over his fiancé. Ah, it's horrific. It's about as horrific as the MMA Joey YouTube channel and the videos that he puts out and the live streams. The energy level, listen to me, the energy level of the MMA Joey live stream is about as much as a rock. It's unbelievable. If somebody was the first time, like if you explain to somebody about mixed martial arts and the UFC, ladies and gentlemen, and the first thing that this person's seen was the MMA Joey explanation or live stream or whatever, do you think they would become a fan of the UFC or MMA or whatever? MMA Joey says he's going to retire. He needs to retire. He doesn't even watch the fights this weekend. That's a fraud, ladies and gentlemen. He says he doesn't get excited unless other people are excited about the card. That's not somebody in love with this. He's doing it for clout. He wants to become famous. And now he's trying to get views by wearing a homage shirt to Simon FECK 1 foot cock. Look at that shirt he's wearing. And he won't take it off. All the big YouTube channels they all watch Simon FECK 1 foot cock. Everybody's in love with Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen, right here. You see it. I mean, how can you explain anything different than that, ladies and gentlemen? The guy wears plain t-shirts every single video. Plain blue shirt, plain pinkish shirt, plain off green shirt. Look what he's wearing right here. He's on the Simon FECK Nation. He's a fan. He's a member of the FECking Nation. Of the MMA world. Of Simon FECK 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to tell you this. Everybody's coming aboard, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't want MMA Joey to be a fan of mine. He has as much energy as a turd. MMA Joey, the big fat turd. By the way, today's video is sponsored by the Nina Drama Talking Showerhead, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, let's get into this video right here of this idiot MMA Joey. And listen to me, MMA Joey. Stop being a fan of Simon FECK. I don't want you. MMA Joey, you suck balls. And take that shirt off, MMA Joey. It's embarrassing for me. You didn't even watch the fights. You got members. You take a weekend. You call it a vacation. It's a weekend getaway. You can't do it during the week. You're a fraud. No wonder you like Simon FECK. Simon FECK put something together. You steal my videos, dude. From my camera in the Apex, you steal my videos. Some of these videos you put together. And by the way, fair usage here. MMA Joey. Fair usage here. Cocksucker.
Guys, I am back in Alaska. I leave to go to the beach.
Man, could you imagine MMA Joey laying on the beach? No, I can't. Putting some cocoa butter on.
For a couple days.
He leaves for a couple days. He has to leave and be gone on a Saturday when there's a fight card on. Fraud.
And we have Maycee Barber pulling out of her fight against Erin Blanchfield at UFC Vegas 107, maybe?
Like he doesn't know it's 107. As a matter of fact, anytime somebody brings something up in his chat, he goes, oh, I was going to do a video on that. I don't want to talk about it. You know why he says that? Because he don't know anything. And now he's just playing the game like he doesn't know that it was 107. Like, oh, the card was, as soon as I seen the card, I wasn't going to pay attention to the card anyways. That's what he's doing here. It's so babyish. His physique ain't babyish. Let me tell you something.
I think. And it seems like a UFC cover-up, which I sniffed out from the very beginning.
Oh my God. He's another one of these guys too, like the clown 'em all guy. Yeah, I figured this out. Yeah, because I'm so smart. I'm MMA Joey. MMA Joey's brain, it's like it's working on dial-up. You know, like the old school internet. MMA Joey's brain is working on dial-up. The dude is so stupid, ladies and gentlemen. He's like my help here, Mike and Scott. We gotta fix things around here. Why do I gotta fix everything? MMA Joey's a Simon FECK fan. You see the shirt he's wearing.
We're going to break that down. Maycee Barber did it in here.
Or did he buy this shirt down in Key West when he was down there with his fiancé? Because they got a bunch of cocks running around down there at Key West. I know, he bought it because he's a Simon FECK fan. And the MMA GURU is a fan too. The MMA Guru is scared of Simon FECK. The MMA Guru is scared of Simon FECK, yet he's a fan. MMA Joey is clearly a fan of Simon FECK. Look at that shirt. He's got cocks all over his shirt. MMA Joey has cocks all over his shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Him and his fiancé went down to Key West and missed the card for a live stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Interview, we're going to look at a couple clips of her talking to Brett Okamoto, at least what appears to be Brett Okamoto. It's hard to tell.
The MMA Guru and the MMA Joey and MMA Rigo and MMA experts, they all hate the clam fights, ladies and gentlemen. They hate the women's fights, okay? And everybody that has a name MMA, and like you can't even just use your real name, like Kevin Iole. He doesn't have to put MMA in there. Jose Youngs doesn't put MMA in there. Amy Kaplan doesn't put MMA in there. Oscar Willis doesn't put MMA in there. All these MMA guys, every MMA guy hates clam fights. They hate women's fights. You know what I'm talking about here? I mean, the MMA holes guy, he looks like he's gay, but he has a clam, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He's got a hot clam, and he likes clam fights. We got to stop being gay around here. All these MMA guys. We need to take the MMA back. We need to start putting straight back in MMA. Stop hating the clam fights. Stop hating the women's fights. MMA Joey hates women. I heard that on the Clown 'Em All show, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, most of my stuff, MMA Joey follows me around on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. He follows me around. Follows me to the Clown 'Em All show. Matter of fact, the MMA Guru follows me around. Yeah. He's seen that I was on Musical MMA, so he had to go in there and put $5 super chat. That big idiot, oh, I'm a millionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm a millionaire. And MMA Guru goes on there and gives a $5 super chat to Musical MMA. $5. Because he's seen I was posted in there. And this MMA Joey follows me around to the Clown 'Em All show. Follows me around here and there. He's in love with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. Look, he's got a multiple cock shirt on, ladies and gentlemen. Stop wearing cock shirts, MMA Joey. I don't want to be associated with you, MMA Joey. I hate you.
Because it's 480p. But we're on.
Oh, so he couldn't really understand who Maycee Barber was talking to because it was in 480p. This stupid MMA Joey shows in 4K. Simon FECK shows in 48K. You see it? Right here. 48K. The Simon FECK show broadcast in 48K. Beat that.
We're going to discuss the recent revelations about UFC Mexico being canceled. UFC Noche, UFC Mexico has been canceled.
Everything sucks to MMA Joey. Everything sucks. The only thing that doesn't suck is his love for Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. Again, look at his shirt. He's in love with Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, and it makes me nothing but nauseous. I'm sick over it.
And now is happening. happening in San Antonio, Texas. So UFC Noche.
So what? It moved. Who cares? It's fights. People trying to knock people's heads off. People trying to break people's elbows. People trying to knock people out. Put them unconscious. Kick their freaking heads off, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff is good stuff. If you listen to MMA Joey, everything sucks. If you were him, everything would suck. Look at the guy. I mean, look at him. That's so gay. Look at the love he has for me. I'm going to throw up.
It's still happening, but it's no longer a pay-per-view and it's no longer in Mexico. We're going to break that down, why that can be a good thing as well.
Oh, he actually said something could be good. And then the look. Look at the look of this turd right here. When he was laying on the beach, they probably tried to scoop him up and thought he was a big pile of dog shit. Like Patty Pimblett's sloppy dog shit. Great. It's not my computer, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're just going to go through everything. So let's jump right into it. So I want to...
Oh, what is he going to do? Break it down? MMA Joey's going to break it down. The dude doesn't know anything. He doesn't know his head from his ass.
Start off by talking about this card. UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Barber. I don't want to spend too much time on this. The UFC's dying off.
Yeah, everything sucks, right? Everything sucks. Your freaking show sucks. It's always sucked. You need to retire. He says he's going to retire at the end of the year. He needs to retire now. You only got a little bit of energy left. You might as well save it because your show sucks balls, MMA Joey. And so does this video. I'm doing a reaction video on this video, ladies and gentlemen. This video sucks balls.
It really is, boy. I mean, this was a dog shit card. I didn't make a prediction video on it because I don't care about this card.
Another thing that's dog shit is your show and your attitude.
This is the first card since I've been a hardcore fan that I have intentionally skipped.
In the media world, you don't intentionally skip anything. He thinks he's a media guy. That is not a media guy. If it sucks balls, there's a story. And there's some of your fans, their family might be fighting. And anything. You got to report on it. No, you're going to lay your fat tub lard body on the beach when a card is going on.
I could have watched this while I was on vacation. I didn't watch 1 second of this other than...
Now, he could have... I didn't catch that before. He said he could have watched it. Fraud.
The broadcast announcing the cancellation of the main event. I skipped every single fight on this card willingly because it's trash. It's trash.
Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. If you listen to this idiot, every card is trash. For years and years and years, I've been going into Apex, the UFC cards, traveling around the world and everything. You think I would be desensitized to these things? I like it all, ladies and gentlemen. It's exciting. People are getting too involved in what fights should and shouldn't happen. It's more complicated than that. When we put the fights together, that's right, you just heard it. When we put the fights together, it's not so easy, ladies and gentlemen. These idiot fighters out there that say, oh, I'll take anybody on. That's not true. It's a nightmare working with these idiots. They get like 3 wins in, and they think they're going to have everything handed to them. It's a lot more complicated than you think, ladies and gentlemen. And like MMA Joey says he's going to break things down, I'm going to tell you about John Jones right here. John Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Julian Lane, the MMA Holes guy. Andrew Glenn, the greatest referee of all time. But we're going to talk about John Jones. You see him right here, right? Got a strobe light, ladies and gentlemen. I've been banging this thing since October, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to this idiot.
And there's people defending this shit. I'm going to make another video on this at some point about how the UFC is just, I mean, it's just heading towards a cliff. It is falling off hard. And you got people hyping up June because June looks amazing compared to what they've recently had, but it's not even that crazy good. But look at this card, guys. First off, Aaron and Blanchfield, Maycee Barber, main event. Hilarious that it got canceled last minute. But garbage main event. It's an okay fight. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a women's MMA hater. Garbage main event at the UFC.
He is a woman's hater. He hates women because he is a woman.
Apex, which was supposed to be just for the pandemic, but we're still doing it.
Not everybody, but you have to watch out what you're looking at when somebody has their name MMA. Not all of them. If the word MMA is in there, you get what I'm talking. If the word MMA is in their name, they hate women's fights. Pretty much.
Half a decade later, look at this card. Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein was basically the main event. This was the only somewhat interesting fight on the entire card. Again, I didn't watch any of these fights. I'm just saying.
Kind of like your YouTube channel. I mean, you know, it's kind of interesting.
In terms of, you know, looking at the card on paper, this was the only fight that was somewhat interesting. I know the betting guys, the betting bro, man, I got plus money on the dogs, man. I'm dogs are barking, and man, I gamble so much and I make so much money. Shut the fuck up. The betting people are ruining the sport because they allow the UFC to serve us this garbage.
Now listen to that. So on his live chat tonight, he said that he's going to start a betting channel when he reaches 100,000 subscribers. He's not even at 50,000 subscribers. He's like at 40,000 subscribers. Then he changes it and he goes, oh, well, maybe 50,000. He just said that the betting people are ruining the MMA world, the UFC fights and organization or whatever. But he wants to start a betting channel, ladies and gentlemen. This idiot. I mean, this guy, it's like the MMA guru, too. If you listen to these idiots, they flip-flop all the time. Just yesterday, in the same cock shirt, he's sitting there saying that, right here, this is it, yesterday. He's saying that the betting people are ruining the sport. And then tonight on his live stream, he wants to start a YouTube channel dedicated to betting.
Brahima versus Billy Ray Golf was essentially the co-main event. I mean, I'm not going to go over the rest of it. I'm not even going to mention these fights because I did not watch them. But this is...
Okay, so later on down the line, when some of these fighters that are on that card right there, and they become a winning athlete in the UFC, He's going to be an expert on them. Okay? You have to watch everything, you fucking big idiot. MMA Joey. And going back, you can't get that. You can't get the live feel. If you're going to be a media guy, MMA Joey, you need to get the live feel too. Just going back and watching stuff after the fact is not the same thing. If you're going to report on this stuff, anybody could go back and look at a guy's record. If you're a member of this idiot, you're an idiot.
This is dog shit. I knew there was a lot of fight cancellations.
This is dog shit. Dog shit's something like that when they'd seen him laying on the beach on his little weekend getaway, they probably thought he was like a dog turd laying on the beach, ladies and gentlemen, like Patty Penman's sloppy dog shit. And they tried to scoop him up and get rid of him. Then he had to go get a Simon FECK 1-foot cock shirt and wear it for days and days and days.
None of these fights would have saved the card. None of these cancellations. You end up getting 9 fights on quite literally the worst event in UFC history on paper, in my opinion. And then to top it all off, the main event gets canceled last second, which we're going to get into in a second because I believe there's a massive cover-up. We're going to get to that in a second.
So MMA Joey says that he thinks that there's a massive cover-up, okay? So he's going to unlock this. I haven't listened to this or watched it. I can't wait to hear this part. I was there. I know. Oh, yeah. Hey, Simon FECK, you know, we seen you. We seen you on a live, you know. Okay. I explained everything before about what's going on and how I could go live on Saturdays now. That's why you've started seeing me since October, ladies and gentlemen.
But I just wanted to cover this because this is an embarrassment, guys. This really is an embarrassment that people are acting like this is okay.
And another thing is embarrassing is Simon FECK's live stream right now. This is freaking embarrassing. You guys told me this was going to be a good one because he's wearing, you know, a Simon FECK shirt. Is that it? It's so boring, this guy.
I mean, the fact that in 15 years, I think I've missed one event outside of this one. If memory serves correct, I had to work.
Okay, so that's understandable, people. He had to work. That's why he, you know, missed an event. This one he could have seen. MMA Joey, you're a freaking fraud, dude. You and your fiancé laying on the beach down in Key West.
And it wasn't the greatest card, and it was an easy day at work. And I was like, you know what, I'll just work. I had kind of an option, but you get my point.
Okay, so now he could have watched it.
And this is the first card that I said, you know what, I could watch it, but I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather enjoy the beach. Probably got a couple kids I don't know about running around the Bahamas at about 9.
Oh my God! Did you hear that? Oh my God! MMA Joey's insinuating that somebody would want to have sex with him. Did you hear that? Oh my God! Was he wearing a 1-foot cock shirt? Maybe he got the clout because somebody thought that he was a Simon FECK fan. Oh my God! Did you hear that? MMA Joey's actually saying to the world that somebody would actually want to have sex with that thing. Oh my God. That was the greatest thing. Hey, you guys were right. This was great, ladies and gentlemen. And MMA Joey doesn't even know how long it takes to make a kid. He just got back yesterday and he thinks he's got kids running around. Number one, he didn't have sex with any. Well, maybe he did. He was down in Key West with his fiancé, ladies and gentlemen, running around with a cock shirt on, a multiple cock shirt on. He's a Simon FECK 1 foot cock fan, but he thinks that somebody would actually want to have sex with him, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, did I hear that? Oh my God, that was great. Let's back this up.
Enjoy the beach. Probably got a couple kids I don't know about running around the Bahamas in about 9 months, 10 months from now.
Oh my God. Oh. Hey, scratch that part about I thought he said that he, had some kids like already, okay? Let's listen to that again.
Watch it, but I'd rather not, I'd rather enjoy the beach. Probably got a couple kids I don't know about running around the Bahamas in about 9 months, 10 months from now. And I skipped this garbage. If you watched and enjoyed this, I mean...
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Joey. Yeah, if you're a person that could get sex, you don't have to go around telling people. It's so fun. He was probably looking for sex, and of course he wouldn't get any sex. How would MMA Joey, more than one too, if he got lucky, like if a girl was laid passed out on the sidewalk, I mean, what were the chances there would be 2 or 3 or 4 of them laid, out in the past? This has got to be the worst live stream ever, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we cut everything out.
More power to you. You're an embarrassment, and you are the reason we continue to get shit cards like this. So
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. But you happen to be a Simon FECK 1 foot cock fan. I mean, look at your shirt.
I just really wanted to cover this briefly in the beginning. I'm disgusted with it, guys. I'm disgusted with it. So you have a dog shit card, and then right before Aaron Blanchfield and Maycee Barber are about to walk out, this pops up on screen. This is the only thing I watch from the card. I'm not going to play anything from this, but they come on screen. That's extreme. I don't know why ESPN Plus sucks. And they announce that Maycee Barber's not walking. They seem baffled. They don't know what's going on. Look, Laura Senko looks like she's seen a ghost. Daniel Cormier's texting. They don't know what's going on. But they seem very perplexed. They're like, what's going on here? Essentially, they said that Barber started to walk out and then did not walk out. And I just find this, I sniffed this out from the very beginning. And while I was on vacation, I actually did a live stream right after this and said I didn't buy this for 1 second. If you're a member, you can still watch that stream. It's still up on the members tab, but you have to become a shill or a sycophant. Link is in the description. But I knew right away, I sniffed it out. I said, nope, not buying it, not buying. We have a medical event. We don't know what's going on, and she was supposed to walk out. They literally played the package right before she was about to walk out, and then she didn't walk out.
Okay, so I stopped it. When he gets done here, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think happened, because I was there.
You're telling me, I know sometimes there's a coincidence, but you're telling me right as she's about to walk out, she has a medical event, and she can't walk out within a couple minutes of time that she's supposed to walk out? I'm not buying it at all. Wasn't buying it initially. Now let me just say this before some people jump down in the comments and, how dare you? If Maycee Barber, I said Barbara, had a true medical event, a seizure supposedly, which is what Aaron Blanchfield said, I wish her the best. That's horrible for that to happen to her. I'm not buying it for 1 second. Maycee Barber has been an industry plant for years. She's just never been able to get any, decent wins together up until now to really be promoted by the UFC. I don't know if it's because she's got a fat ass or she got her tits done or what, but Dana White's always...
Oh my God.
And while they would be pissed that she potentially refused to come out because of anxiety or a panic attack, they would cover for her, one, because, again, Dana likes her, but two, it's a horrible look on the UFC. It's a horrible look on the UFC because, wait a second, your main event isn't walking? Imagine the headlines. UFC fighter refuses to fight. Main event. It would be bad PR for the UFC. And also, to be honest, as shitty as this event was, it wasn't really Maycee Barber's fault. Oh, the main event got canceled. I mean, the main event wasn't saving the card anyway. If the UFC put on better events, it would have sucked, but it wouldn't have mattered that much because you would have had a decent co-main event. So did it really get canceled a few minutes before, or were they trying to convince her to come out? Because did they know about this for 20 minutes, and then they're trying to convince Maycee to make the walk, and then she doesn't want to come out, but then they're like, oh shit, how are we going to frame this because this is a horrible look for everyone involved? And they don't really say anything. And I know people are like, oh, HIPAA this and HIPAA that. That's not how it works. We're not going to dive into that, deep dive into that, but that's not how it works. And the UFC has multiple times announced on air, so-and-so has heart palpitations. You know, Stephen Struve, Matt Mitrione, or so-and-so has an illness, or this or that. We don't get no info about what happened to Maycee Barber. No info at all. And then Aaron Blanchfield comes out and says, well, I heard she had a seizure. And then everyone runs with the fact that she has a seizure, which could be due to the weight cut. You know, she had trouble cutting weight, and then she has fake tits now, which I'm sure doesn't help. And then Aaron Blanchfield goes, she's so unprofessional, I'm not fighting her again. And then people are jumping down Aaron Blanchfield, she's unprofessional for having a seizure. And I think she clarified that, but that's besides the point. We're not really getting into that. Not the UFC, not Maycee Barber, not her team has said that she has a seizure. Has not said that. Nobody has said what went on in the locker room. Well, luckily today, Maycee Barber did an interview with Brett Okamoto. I believe this is Brett Okamoto. I can't tell. I mean, this interview, this is what it looks like his quality's in, but apparently this goes up to 720p. I mean, this is, I don't even know what to say about this. But anyway, I mean, seriously, this is shocking quality. Look how shit this is. This man, look.
The video's fine. You can tell who the guy is. Talking about the video's shit. You're commenting on something that you don't know anything about, MMA Joey. You don't know anything about it except for what they're telling you, and you don't believe it. You don't know anything. I hate when these guys comment on this stuff and they don't know what's going on. Of course there's a cover-up. But what's the cover-up, MMA Joey? Did he say anything? Did I catch that what is it? Oh, he sniffed it out right away. What did MMA Joey sniff out? When are you going to spill the beans? Because Simon FECK's getting ready to, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like he's being held hostage by a terrorist organization in the Middle East right now. And he's sending a video to plead for help. Okay? Some propaganda. This is really, really bad. I mean, this is a medium. What is going on? Okay, I'm going to stop. Anyway, we're finally going to get some answers straight from Maycee Barber. Let's find out what happened. Let's listen to Brett Okamoto ask her.
God, I can't stand this dude.
Let's get right to the chase. What happened on Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, for one, we really have, again, it's like I hate going back and being like, we have no answers, but we're not entirely sure what happened. Obviously there was a medical emergency. We're not quite sure exactly what it was, what it is, but there was something that happened, and I don't exactly remember everything, but there was an event that happened in the back when I was warming up, and the doctors, the commissioners, like everybody saw it, and...
But yet, we have no answers. We don't know what the event was. Everybody saw the event. Everyone saw it. Don't take my word for it. Everybody saw it. I mean, this... I don't know if maybe I'm crazy, okay? Maybe I'm Mr. Tinfoil Hat conspiracy theorist here.
Yeah, because she's not going to say. And nobody else is going to say either. Okay? How much more do I got to listen to this thing? This guy's dragging this out. Come on, MMA Joey, tell me what you think. I thought you were going to, you sniffed this thing out. What did you sniff out? So far, you didn't sniff anything out. I mean...
And I got a bold claim to make about this whole entire situation.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Here in a second, but let's continue on. Listen to a little bit more.
The commissioners were, I guess they were asking me if I was okay, and I was saying that I was, and then...
Okay. Now I'm gonna step ahead of MMA Joey here because he won't spit anything out. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It stems with the commission, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here from Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. It stems from the commission, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't stem from anything else but the commission.
They didn't think that I was, and so they kept asking the coaches, and the coaches were like, again, I'm not entirely sure because it's hard for me to remember everything that happened, but from what
I don't want to keep stepping on this because I want to listen to about 30 more seconds. But the medical team is asking the coaches if she's okay.
Yeah.
Is this not adding up to anybody else?
Oh, it adds up to me.
Is that not what she just said? I'm going to rewind back. Let's listen to it again.
they were asking me if I was okay, and I was saying that I was, and then they didn't think that I was, and so they kept asking the coaches, and the coaches were like, again, I'm not entirely sure because it's hard for me to remember everything that happened, but from what I was told, like the coaches were like, "Oh, we're not quite sure," so they were trying to figure it out, and they ended up all going and getting the doctors, and next thing I know, I was in the back of the ambulance and being transported to the hospital, and then I stayed there, and I was doing a bunch of tests and trying to figure out what was going on.
She knows exactly what's going on. So does the commission.
It was not the plan. Honestly, it wasn't at all what I expected.
So it wasn't what she was expecting, and I guess then they went and got the doctor. So who was she saying was? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They have no idea what happened, but she's not even describing like what was going on. Like, I understand she may not remember. If she had a seizure, she may not remember that. Most people do not remember when they have a seizure. But she would have known. She wouldn't just wake up in the hospital and be like, "Oh, okay, everything's great." No, she'd be like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, Maycee, you were staring blankly for 5 minutes, not responding to voice or questioning. Or you were convulsing on the floor. Or one of your eyes was sad." They would tell her something. She would just say, "Oh, I don't know. It was a medical event." Just the way this is all framed tells me this is a massive cover-up. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a cover-up, all right. But get to your story, MMA Joey. Come on.
More from this interview that I want to take a look at. Let's skip ahead. This is where she basically admits that it was an anxiety attack, a panic attack, which I feel for her. But that's basically what she says here. Listen to this. Because Brett actually, he didn't ask very many good questions in this interview, but this was actually a good question. Well, what exactly happened? Did you have a seizure?
You have the right to your privacy, so anything you don't want to talk about. Erin said that, right away on the broadcast, she said that she was told it was a seizure. You say that there was an event in the locker room. What was?
Oh, there was an event, all right. And again, it stems with the commission. Okay? Stems with the commission. I want Joey to say something here so I can put my stuff at the end and edit a lot of this crap out. Now, MMA Joey, get to it already. You guys need to pre-watch this stuff for me. We could be skipping all this stuff. Get a little bit of it and then skip it.
The event. Did you have a seizure?
Yeah, why are you being so vague? What was the event?
Yeah, there was an event, all right.
Yeah, well, we're not quite sure because, I mean, nobody in the locker room was exactly, you know, a doctor or a specialist necessarily. I mean, Dr. Davidson came in and he...
Let me tell you something. Dr. Davidson is a freaking idiot, man. Dr. Davidson is one of the biggest dicks in the UFC. That's right. You heard it here from Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. Dr. Davidson recently had a 50th birthday. He had everybody at his birthday party. He had Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, at his birthday party. Okay? 50 years old. 50 years old birthday party. And he's mad. The party's from 6 to 11. 6 to 11. Simon FECK shows up at about 8:30, and he gets mad at Simon FECK. I mean, Dana White's there, Bruce Buffer, Big Dan Merculata, you name it, everybody's there, right? Those people started leaving at 9 o'clock. The party's from 6 to 11. This freaking Dr. Davidson has a hizzy. That I showed up at 8:30. Okay? I was at Power Slap. I was working. He's a 50-year-old man, and he throws a tantrum because I'm not there at 6 o'clock. It was so boring, everybody left at 9. It was me and one other person at his party from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And that Dr. Davidson quit talking to me. I don't give a flying feck. A 50-year-old man's having a hizzy fit because I didn't show up at his party at 6. But he's not yelling at Bruce Buffer and Dana White for leaving at 9 o'clock. The party goes on to 11. Dr. Davidson is a little freaking baby. He's an idiot. I've told that story once. I'll tell it again. We'll tell it later in detail.
He didn't say, oh, she's having a seizure. You know, he said...
Of course he's not going to say that because he knows exactly what's going on and why there's a problem. And she knows why there's a problem. She ain't telling you.
We have to get her looked at. You know, he put me...
That's right. Because if somebody's in a certain state, you can't be going out there because you might get your ass kicked when you're in a certain state. Not talking about Nevada either.
And he said we're going to get some answers, and so...
So what was she doing?
Yeah.
Was she shitting and pissing herself? Was she staring off into space? We don't have any answers. It's 18 minutes of I don't know.
Man, I want to get to the story, and this idiot won't get to whatever he's going to say. Oh, he sniffed it out, but he hasn't said anything yet. I mean, I'm dying to say it.
And again, if she had a legitimate seizure and she had to pull out of the fight, I feel for her 100%. This just isn't adding up. So what happened? We don't know. We don't know. And anyway, let's continue.
They're doing tests, they're doing MRIs, CTs, like everything, you know, they're running the tests, but, I mean, nothing's been like, oh, this is what it was, you know, but, I was told it looked like my autonomic nervous system might have been having an issue. They said it looked like a pseudo-seizure, is what I was told, but...
It looked like it could have been a pseudo-seizure. So what's a pseudo-seizure? Oh, I pulled it up. Attacks that resemble...
Wow, he's actually doing some journalism here. MMA Joey actually doing some journalism here, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Joey doesn't know anything. Now, I don't expect MMA Joey to know whatever this stupid seizure is. But when it comes to the MMA, he has to look everything up. He doesn't know anything. He's a big idiot.
Epileptic seizures, but are not caused by abnormal brain electrical activity. Instead, they are triggered by psychological distress. Read it for yourself. So, if they think that she had a pseudo seizure, essentially she had a panic attack in the locker room. That's what I'm understanding. Again, that's what I'm understanding here. They are triggered by psychological distress. She was so distressed that she had a main event against Erin Blanchfield on the shittiest card we've ever seen that supposedly she had a pseudo seizure, allegedly, according to her. Now, I said I was going to make a bold claim about all this. I don't think we will ever get anything conclusive about what happened on this night. Maybe I'm wrong. And if
Okay, I'm gonna be pissed on Simon FECK 1 foot cock. And now is he starting to did he just say that he's not gonna say anything? And he was acting like he was gonna be like Geraldo Rivera, whatever his name is, like opening the vault. I mean, come on, man. Is he gonna pussy out on me?
If I'm wrong, we'll talk about it in the future. I've made these types of claims before, and I'm like, look, right now we don't really know. We don't have the full information. We don't have the full scope. But I believe X, Y, Z. I believe we will never get any real clarity on this situation ever. I hope that I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love to know. But you're telling me she goes to the hospital, they have no idea what happened, and then they just send her home. Okay, everything's hunky-dory. If she's seizing up on the floor, she's convulsing on the floor, which, again, we don't even know that happened because she's saying she don't know, but I guess none of her cornermen told her. And then also, if she did have a seizure, was it due to the weight cut? Because she missed weight for a main event. So is she draining her body because she's always kind of had trouble cutting weight, and then she got a boob job, so maybe that makes it a little bit more difficult. She didn't make weight. Is she too dehydrated? Is her brain too dehydrated that she's having a seizure in the locker room? But also, what are the chances this would happen right before she walked out? So in my opinion, I'm not a medical doctor. We don't have the full scope of information. I'm just giving my opinion on the situation that happened while I was on vacation. I think she had a panic attack. She had an anxiety attack. She had heart palpitations. She was nervous. She didn't know what to do. That shit can be crippling. It can be crippling. And so she couldn't fight. But however you want to take that, if you want to say, oh, she's a bum, this or that, you want to crap on her for that, if that is the case, at the end of the day, they know it's bad PR. So they have to spin it another way, and then eventually people forget about it. They'll have short memories. I mean, the MMA community will bring it up every time she fights.
All right. MMA Joey's an idiot, okay? He just thinks that she was scared. He couldn't say that at the beginning, that, she was just scared, okay? They wouldn't have brought her to the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what happens is the commission comes in there, they watch you the whole time. It's like, I don't know, prison guard or something, I don't know. They watch you the whole time, okay? Make sure you're not doing anything wrong, like putting razor blades in your wrap and everything, They watch you the whole time. The commission is in there, okay? She comes up, this is what I heard. She comes up with this scheme, this way to sort of get away from the commission, okay? So, what it is, there was the room began to have a certain odor. The commission said, hey, listen, I can't have this person go out and fight like this. So they had to call the doctors in. They had to send her to the hospital. The commission stopped her from coming out and getting in the cage, ladies and gentlemen. I can't put it to you any different than that, ladies and gentlemen. Simon FECK, 1 foot cock. This is the worst live stream ever. I'm not answering if anybody's in the chat. Hopefully nobody watched this thing. You guys need to pre-watch these videos. You told me it was going to be good. You must have just seen that Simon FECK, excuse me, you must have seen that MMA Joey had a cock shirt on, and you thought it was going to be a great video. You didn't watch the video. We didn't have to, how long did we watch? We watched 20 minutes of crap, ladies and gentlemen. This is embarrassing. We started getting traction with our views and everything, and look what you just did. Hopefully that camera's not working. Hopefully that camera's not working. Embarrassing. Maybe we'll get into the chat, man. I'm so pissed. Yeah, we're live. You gotta be kidding me, man. Okay, so if anybody witnessed this whole thing right now, please, please, whatever you do, don't hate Simon FECK. Oh my God, it's not my fault. We are not going live ever again. These idiots put me up to this stuff, man. Oh look, we're over this one. So you got Simon FECK thing over here on this one. It's usually this one. And this is the best one. It's called best, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best YouTube channel, and that's the Simon FECK channel. You guys, this one needs to be over here next time. Down goes John Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, we just had a great video last week with the MMA Guru, a couple days ago with the MMA Guru. Now we do an MMA Joey that flops like his videos and his live streams. Maybe it's just the name MMA Joey that makes it a big piece of shit. And MMA Joey hates Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's a good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen. MMA Joey, you need to keep, like, what's his name? Keep my wife's name out of your mouth or whatever his name is. This stupid alien guy, whatever his name is. MMA Joey, stop talking about Sean Strickland. I can't even do this. This is the worst live stream we've ever done in our whole life, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I'm going to do this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you, everybody in here, that I will never, ever, ever listen to these two idiots ever again. This is our worst video ever. However long it's been, we're going to have to cut everything out. It's going to be a 3-minute video, ladies and gentlemen. How long have we been on? Like an hour or two? People in chat? Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, actually I can see this stuff, right? Man, this is embarrassing. Hey, there's the POOPI, whatever. Everyone's worst nightmare. That's right, you got that right, buddy. What's up? Hi, Simon FECK. I love you, Simon. I love you, too. I haven't seen you in a little while there. POOPI. How you doing? Hopefully you're still there. One of a kind. Everyone's worst nightmare again. One kind of show is this, says Sanchez 32. Ladies and gentlemen, Sanchez32 says, what kind of show is this? It's a piece of shit show. That Simon FECK show is nothing but a piece of crap, ladies and gentlemen. This show should have never happened, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's worst nightmare. MMA holds, and he accepts your challenge to a fight in the Apex for his lady. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to have to... Listen, we're going to start only doing chat. There you go. It's about... You... Listen to me. We're going to... Hold on a second. Let me read this. Everyone's worst nightmare. MMA Holes says he accepts your challenge to a fight in the Apex for his lady. That's right. We're talking the MMA Hole guys. Moss. Okay? We are going to fight in the Apex, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be August, because I'm not working that card. It's going to be Saturday, August. We'll do it before. It's like August 8th. You tell MMA Holes, the Moss guy, it's like August 8th, the Apex card. Excuse me. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put my Simon FECK channel up, all 176 subscribers, if I lose, and he's going to put his clam up, ladies and gentlemen, that hot clam of his, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how he landed that girl in the first place. Have you seen his forehead? It looks like the double Grand Canyon, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like a parallel doubled Grand Canyon on his forehead. Then he's got that little line, that little excuse me, that little line thing he's got going on there. And here he is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. Cornering John Jones, ladies and gentlemen. The MMA Holes, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second. I got a cough going. I think I got the bird flu, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, the MMA Holes guy, right here, Moss, is going to be taking on Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, in the Apex come August 8th or 12th. Somebody look up that card. And now Simon FECK has the bird flu, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you the MMA Holes guy is going to pull a Maycee Barber, ladies and gentlemen. He ain't going to fight Simon FECK. Excuse me. Why don't you go ahead and just send the bird over right now, Moss? You can't, dude, you ain't nothing. You can't, dude, you're an old man. I mean, you shouldn't be having that young chick anyways. She is a hot clam, though. I'm so glad that you actually like clam fights and everything. Because I really wouldn't want to be fighting a gay guy, you know, rolling around. Fighting a gay guy. Ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to have Julian Lane in my corner. Mr. MMA Holes guy. Mr. Moss. Somebody was typing in Moss's chat the other day, and they were spelling it like M-A-S or something like that, and he wouldn't talk to the people. You're MMA Holes guy. Okay, so we're going to set this up, ladies and gentlemen. Simon FECK, 1 foot cock, takes on the MMA Holes. August, give me a date, man. Somebody tell me when that card is. It's like August 8th or 12th or something. It's an Apex card. Is anybody in the chat? No. Everybody left. Because our show is nothing but crap, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I don't think I'm going to release this live stream. The worst live stream of all time, ladies and gentlemen. Simon FECK 1 foot talk, ladies and gentlemen. Embarrassing.